The Song of Solomon, chapter 4. A song describing the beauty of his beloved. This is where we're going to get the really weird stuff, in my opinion. Behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes within thy locks. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from Mount Gilead. Thy teeth are like a flock of sheep that are even shorn, which came up from the washing, whereof every one bare twins, and none is barren among them. Thy lips are like a thread of scarlet, and thy speech is comely. Thy temples are like a piece of a pomegranate within thy locks. Thy neck is like the tower of David, builded for an armory, whereon there hang 1,000 bucklers, all shields of mighty men. Thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins, which feed among the lilies. Until the day break and the shadows flee away, I will get me to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of frankincense. Thou art all fair, my love, there is no spot in thee. Come with me from Lebanon, my spouse, with me from Lebanon, look from the top of Amana, from the top of Shanir and Hermon, from the lions' dens, from the mountains of the leopards. Thou hast ravished my heart, my sister, my spouse. Thou hast ravished my heart with one of thine eyes, with one chain of thy neck. How fair is thy love, my sister, my spouse! How much better is thy love than wine, and the smell of thine ointments than all spices. Thy lips, O my spouse, drop as the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under thy tongue, and the smell of thy garments is like the smell of Lebanon. A garden enclosed is my sister, my spouse, a spring shut up, a fountain sealed. Thy plants are an orchard of pomegranates with pleasant fruits, campfire, and with spikenard, and saffron, calamus, and cinnamon, with all trees of frankincense, myrrh, and aloes, with all the chief spices. A fountain of gardens, a well of living waters, and streams from Lebanon. Awake, O north wind, and come thou south, blow upon my garden, that the spices thereof may flow out. Let my beloved come into his garden and eat his pleasant fruits. Okay, as I said, some weird stuff going on here. The physical description. I don't know anybody, at least in the modern day, who is going to enjoy having their teeth compared to sheep that have been shorn. Or your neck compared to the Tower of David. It's got to be a long neck. And the breasts are like two roes being deer. So this is just kind of a weird poem here, but then we get the description from verse 8 to verse 15, or verse 8 to verse 11. A lot of it is a description of his passion for her. So he gives this description of her physical beauty in very weird terms, in my opinion, but it's her physical beauty, and now he is explaining his passion for her. The comparison of the garden is sexual intimacy again. That's what this is. And then that last verse, verse 16, is not him speaking, but her, in a euphemistic way, of course, inviting him into her garden. Now, the one phrase that we have to look at real briefly is this repeated phrase, my sister, my spouse. Now, this doesn't mean, that it's literally his sister. This is an old euphemism or old idiom of the Middle East to indicate tenderness, protective tenderness. As a brother cares for his sister, I care for my spouse. Not love, but protect. This is a tender protection. A tenderness of touch and of feeling. And I don't know if I'm explaining that quite right. But anyways, it is not meant to indicate a love between siblings. Nor is it meant to indicate that the love and passion you have with your wife is the same as what you don't have passion with your sister. You have tenderness. And with your wife, you should have both passion and tenderness, which is why it is a phrase of my sister, my spouse. I have the tenderness that I would with my sister, but I have the passion that I would with my wife. Anyways, leave that here, and I will see you in the next one.